Okay, good evening. Yes, I'm looking at your code right now, and I found a lot of errors here. Actually, the person that developed this was using the um, some MSQLi function that are no longer in use, as in deprecated method of MSQL. You understand? Sorry, my SQL, not MSQL. Okay, that deprecated. Some functions here are deprecated. When I say deprecated, I mean they are no longer in use. You understand? For example, all this my SQLi, my SQL underscore query. You don't say that anymore. You say my SQLi. I tried mending. I actually mended all this stuff here, but I found out that there are still much more apart from these ones. That these ones are no longer not the only issue. That there are still much more. For example, this is another version of this one. I mended a little bit from here. If you come to this point, if you look at this, uh, if you look at all these, okay. Let's come here. If you watch, you see that is it here? No, not here. Database. Let me check first of all where I'm getting this. I'm getting it from database, right? And let me go back to the one I mended, database. Okay, let's look at database. So if you watch these ones, you see that I've mended it. You are no longer seeing any errors, right? You're no longer seeing any errors like you see in this one. Like you see these are errors. You get me? Okay, because I've mended it. But that is not the only problem. That's why I just have to stop, because the error is becoming more complicated. And looking at my time now, it's not something I can create time and begin to do. It will take a long time to figure out all the errors and mend all of them, but I will give you a clue. If this is what you must do, then you can use the clue to see what you can do about it. Okay, but if it's something that should wait, then you have to wait until I'm done with the online shop tutorial. Maybe you can also grab some clue from there to be able to build this. One more thing I want to tell you is this: editing code built by someone else, it's not always easy. Okay, it's not always easy, especially when the site is not small, as in when it's a big site. Editing someone else's code, especially if the person that developed it is not in communication with you, might be quite challenging. And again, if the code doesn't have much of documentation, like it was not well documented. When I mean documented, I mean using comments to explain. So if you don't have much comments, using comment to explain what the person is doing, it's going to be quite challenging. That's why most times I don't edit people's code, and if I must edit, I will charge the person higher, because I know that I have to do a lot to understand what the person is doing and to get what the person wants. Sometimes it takes long. It might even end up taking longer time to edit someone else's code than creating your own code. You understand? So most times I advise people, instead of me editing his code, why not me develop it from the scratch? Okay, especially once I look at that code and I didn't get good documentation that will help me understand what the person is doing, okay, and how the person structure everything. You understand? So it's better I do it my own way, unless if the person that is doing it is a professional and the person took his time to document, to write comments to explain in details everything he's doing. Okay, or maybe the website is not too huge, then I might consider doing it. That's by the way. So without wasting much time, let me just give you insight into what I did, and then I will now guide you on how to continue. So here, I'm using Visual Studio Code. I have to hold Alt to multi-select all this. I need to add I in each of them. Okay, so I have to multi-select here. Not this one. Okay. Oh, sorry, the multi-select has gone. I will let me change these ones first so that you see. So do you see the error has gone? Because I is the new improved. You know, my SQL I means my SQL improved, and that is what we are using now. We're no longer using my SQL like before. Okay, and if you use this my SQLi, you have to put two arguments here. The first one should be the connection argument, the other one should now be the database name. You understand? This one, that is why you are seeing the error here. Okay, good. The same with this one. Okay, and this one, you see, it's a function, so you have to use grow bar to bring the function here. This grow bar is telling you that this connection is referring to a global variable, a db connect. You understand? So that is it. Same with this one, you have to also come here and put I too, just like, you get it? So you have to change a lot of, let me use moderator. Okay, so if this is the only problem, then you can easily solve them. It is not the only problem. It is not the only issue here. Maybe I can multi-select again. Sorry, I can multi-select. Okay, you see this one is also requesting connection variable, so I have to also get this. Come down here. You understand? So then you can now copy this, put here. Okay, so this one is also requesting for connection variable too, and you have to also get this connection variable inside here. You understand? Good. So if you watch now, you see that, okay, this one is also this one, you're going to change my SQL underscore, you're going to call it my SQLi underscore connect underscore error. You see it, you can use this particular function to get what you want. Okay, same with this one, and the same with this one. Good. So I think if you watch, you see that we are not, this one is no longer showing you red. It means that we don't have any other error here. Do you understand? We don't have any other error here. By then, if you go to config, you are going to see this is a function that it's it's false. This function is false. So I don't know where he, okay, get magic code or GPC. Maybe I have to check this, but let's go to this place. This is not my issue yet. It's not my issue. My problem here is this. When you come to this function, if you go down here, you're going to see here to tell you unexpected end of file. Okay, unexpected end of file. And the problem here is that the person that created this function, I don't know if you are the one, sometimes he will create a function without closing the function properly. For example, this is the opening of this function and this is the close one. So this one is okay. This one opening, close, opening, close. Now let's go down. Now look at this one. It was not properly closed, so I have to trace it down to begin to close. You see, and even when I succeed in, let me check if it's closed. Okay, this one done. You have to come down here again. Same with this. So two brackets should be closed. So these things now, they are quite challenging. They are quite challenging. You have to close this 2 times. Close again, and the code is quite scattered. That's the issue. The code is scattered. You understand? This code is scattered. So you see, this one is reset password. I've been able to close it, but the code, when you know why I normally, when I create a function, I normally put this by this side instead of leaving it here. It will help me to, undo. It will help me to indent. Though this one is more conventional, like most people use this, but I normally put this curly bracket by this side so that I will trace. I will use it now to trace down, connect it to the closing tag, which is this one, and then other ones should go in. Other ones like this. So let's see this one that started now. Let's see where it ends. The wrap, you see where it ends. So these ones should go inward. You should push them inside like this, so that you know exactly what you're working on. Put this one inside. So this one will not maintain indent. You see, good. So the same with this. This thing is important. It will help you to know if you actually closed all the opening curly brackets you opened. You understand? So with this, so you have to do this word, move this inward, shift this one inward. If I'm the one doing it, I always bring this to the next line, just for the sake of this indentation. Okay, to make sure that I'm seeing it. See how it start ends. You get that? It's easy for me to know where I started the whatever block of code and where the block of code ends. I detect it easily by doing this. Understand? Like these ones, it will confuse you. You detecting it will be difficult until you do the same thing. You see now, you can now see it starts here and ends here. Else, put else here, starts here. Then you have to look for where this one ends to. So this one ends down here. That means from here up to maybe somewhere here, you have to shift it inward. You understand? So you see, so again, this message body should also go in a little bit. Yes. So you see, got it. I believe, yeah, got it. But it's not in the same line with this. So that means it has to come back, as in this one now should come back here. Down, have to move. Oh, you see what I'm talking about? All this stuff. Okay, let's go up again. So you see there are a lot to arrange. That's one of the reasons I hardly create time to work to edit people's code, because even after arranging this, I had to start reading the code one after the other to organize it, to make sure that the code is what what it should be, how it should be, and that the logic you give to the code is well done. You understand? So that's one of the reasons I hardly take my time to. So I'm actually looking for where. Okay, this is where I'm working on now. Okay, so let's check if it's now ordered. Okay, this one should come back. Okay, let me start from here. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, let's check. Let me see this one first. Okay, yeah, okay, even this one this way, that means this should or even go inward one more time before it goes inward. Let me move it inward a bit. Yeah, good. Should go inside like this. Maybe you can close the space a little bit. So this one has to come back here. Yeah, this one come back here. Okay, let me check. Got it. Good, got it. Okay, what will happen now, like I told you, from here now you have to move up. I'm trying to arrange this files quite better for you. Yes, from here now we have to move backward. I'm holding shift plus tab, it will move back like this. Good, this is how it should be. You understand? So you see, well closed now. This is why I do my stuff like this, to organize the code So the code will be properly organized and neat, easy to read. That's why I normally do my code like this. You understand? Instead of putting the curly bracket here, I will bring it down here. I think it's more organized to me and easier for me to read. Okay, so if you move down here, you're going to see repetition of the same thing. Maybe let me go down. We're going to see repetition of this where error is also. So you see the same information. So you have to start changing all these. Okay, you have to start changing them. When you change, you check if it's required. This one requires a connection, so you have to put connection variable here. Okay, so that is it. Same with this one. You have to also check if this one closes well. Okay, so the closing tag, I think, is taken care of now. The next thing now you are going to begin to work on is all this stuff. Okay, so you see you have a lot of work to do. Okay, you have a lot of work. Then there's another thing that made me to stop. This one, you see, this is a function. Okay, this function, let me go to, I don't actually know the one I'm editing. Is it this one or this one? Okay, sorry. Let me check. Okay, because I opened these 2 times, the one I was editing before and the one I am now looking at now. Okay, that was what I found out in this function I wanted to show you before. What I found out was that this function, but it seems I've corrected it. You have to check your own, this reset password. Even though the spelling, you say rest password, it's supposed to be reset, so it will be descriptive. With that notwithstanding, what I found out was that, I don't remember where I found that out, but what I found out was that this doesn't have any curly bracket here. You just put reset password, you do not close it. Okay, that's what I've solved already. Now, after solving this, now there's something you're going to notice. You're going to notice that all these variables are undefined. They're undefined because they are not here. You did not create any variable called name, email, web root. Okay, maybe they are global variables somewhere. Okay, so you have to put them here. You have to, maybe if they're actually a global variable, either you create global. So I'm not giving you direction on what to do. I don't want to begin to do them because I don't want to assume something. Okay, so what you are going to do, you're going to just type in global, just like I created global variable before. If it's a global variable, or you can put them as argument here. Okay, all these variables that are saying variable not defined, or undefined variable, it's either you just type in global. If they are actually global variable, type in global like this. Okay, then you begin to put the variable, all these variables. Okay, you begin to add the variables. You understand? Good, you understand. So you begin to add the variable, the name of those variables that are missing. Okay, for example, then you begin to check all the variables that are not working. Then you add them. Okay, or you add them as arguments. Okay, maybe the global variable, let me check this email, you just come here, add them as argument. Good. So you see all these ones that are not working, so you have to add them as either as a global variable or just, then you put comma, add another one. Okay, then you check other ones that are not working, then you have to add all of them. Okay, or you add them, or you add them as okay, even this one you add them as argument. See, there are a lot of complications here, and if you watch, see that there are so many errors here, and that is this web root. Okay, the web root is a variable somewhere. It's So just know that there are a lot of complications, and me, my brain is already saturated for me to start going through back and forth to solve this. Okay, but it's something that if you devote your time, take your time to go back and forth and correct, know what you should make global variable and what you should uh, make argument. Okay, and maybe a class you can create object of that class. I've not taught you object oriented programming, so all this might kind of be a little bit of a challenge. That was actually why I was saying you should wait until you must have gone through the e-commerce site, because e-commerce site I'm going to build it with object oriented principle. Okay, so I have to stop here. Take your time to make all these corrections, see if it's something you can solve. Just know that I might not have time to look at this again. Okay, so whatever you're going to send me should be something that maybe in the course of learning my course you encounter issue in my own course, then you send me the error. Okay, you have to go through all my course to be able to tackle other people's code easily. Otherwise this will be quite a huge challenge for you, but it's still part of learning. You keep learning. Okay, keep learning, but the point here is do not take up complex project like this to edit for people because you are still learning. Don't always do that, at least for now. A time will come when you can do that if you want to, even though I've given you the pros and cons of editing people's code. Okay, so you have to be very careful about this. So that's by the way. Thank you so much. Take your time to see what you can achieve with this. Okay.